So here we are at the shitty hotel room in Melbourne because Jetstar couldn't get me to Perth. Last night when I wanted to go, because they don't know how much petrol they need to put in their planes, so they had to kick 15 people off, of which I was one. So now I've had to fly to Melbourne at 9 o'clock today, which is actually nearly 11 o'clock by the time we got on the plane. So now it's 1 o'clock. 1:30 or something, and I've got to be back at the airport at 4:30 to get on a plane at 5:30, which will probably be delayed or cancelled, to go to Perth. So I've got 2 hours in this shitty hotel room to do God knows what. Ruin it, I suppose. So anyway, that's the joys of flying Jetstar, which I strongly recommend you never do if you want to retain your sanity, because they are thoroughly f***ing incompetent. Right, we are back in Perth finally, picking the bike up from the days. Gavin and very generously let me keep my bike and all my gear here. Actually the bike was at the bike shop, but all my gear has been here. Put me up for a few nights, so great. And here's the man himself with the coffee. Doesn't get any better. Dot. There's a red light there. You find me stopped on the side of the road just south of Bunbury on the way to Yallingup. I had a outstanding trip from Melbourne across to Perth with Jetstar, which I think stands for Just Expect Terrible Service All Year Round. It truly is a terrible airline. Do yourself a favour, don't fly Jetstar under any circumstances. I'm looking forward to getting to my stop tonight so I can have some sleep. I haven't exactly had a lot. I think about an hour and a half in the last 24 hours, so a little bit less than I would normally have. That's right, there's only one other person here. What a difference a week makes. All the school kids have gone back to school and all the grey nomads are up in the north where it's nice and warm. Finally, peace and quiet. morning. This is Smith's Beach, which is just south of Yallinga. I'm sure there's a name for this general area. I guess Margaret River area. Good night's sleep. Better than 1.5 hours in a shitty hotel in Melbourne. Beautiful morning today. Bit cloudy, little few spots of rain last night, but nothing too extraordinary. And now we're getting ready to head south towards Albany. I don't know if I'll get that far today. Probably not. There's lots to see around here. So yeah, we'll catch up with you a bit further down the road. I don't think anybody's using this boat ramp today. This is the southern end of the Cape to Cape walk that goes from Cape Lewin, where I am at the moment, to Cape Naturalist, up that way, 130 something k's, so all the way across there. In fact, two people that were staying in the caravan park last night, two ladies, were doing that walk, and they'd made it the first day and then realised they didn't want to carry all their stuff. So they got their daughter to drop a car off, actually 2 cars, so they could do car hopping all the way down and not have to carry so much stuff, which I actually thought was pretty sensible, because why not? But it's pretty miserable down here today. Pretty windy, pretty cold, 14 degrees or something, but still very nice. Better than being at work, I can tell you that. Hang on. I should also mention that this is the junction, the joining, meeting of the Indian Ocean and the Southern Ocean. That's the Indian Ocean. The Southern Ocean's over there. Normally you can go past the lighthouse and have a look, but it's all closed off at the moment. So I'll have a look around the other side and see if we can get a look at it. But you know, it's water, it's all joined together, but it's like a geographical boundary. So yeah, mildly interesting. That's the Indian Ocean, and that's the Southern Ocean. It's a remarkable difference, really. This is where we turn right, because I'm coming from the south, to go east for the first time in a very long time. So this is where we start heading for home. Down that road there, that takes me across to Albany, Esperance and other places. And that's where I'm going now. So I've finally stopped going south and I'm about to start going east. What a novelty. Denmark Caravan Park. Of course, no trouble getting a spot, but it was $43 or something. Too expensive, but never mind. It's got power and water. I don't know what I'll do with it. Just run it all night, I suppose, get my money's worth. Yeah. Anyway, so I'm going to wander into town and see what's to see, maybe get something to eat. It's still pretty cold, 16 degrees, but not bad. And the best part is there's hardly anybody here. There's about 4 people here as far as I can tell. So it's amazing what happens when the school holidays are over. It's brilliant. join you this morning from the tent. As you might have figured out, it's raining. The weather map tells me it's going to be, the radar tells me it's going to rain all the way to Esperance, which is where I was going to go quite that far today, but as the sightseeing is probably going to be a bit suboptimal, I'll probably try and get to Esperance, where I'll secure myself a motel room. A fun day ahead, but you know, it was always going to happen. I've avoided it for more than half the trip so far. This is my first day of really riding in the rain, so yeah. Anyway, at least I got new tyres, so that's something. Joined me on the side of the highway about 30 k's outside Ravensthorpe. Rained most of the night. Not heavy rain, but rain nonetheless. So got up, managed to get all my gear packed up. Some of it's a bit wet. But as you can see now, it's turned into quite a nice day. But it's cold, it's about 13 degrees, so I've still got all my wet weather gear on to keep the wind out. And things are going pretty well. So I'm heading to Esperance tonight, which is a biggish run today, about 500 k's, maybe a little bit more. But yeah, a lot of little places to stop in and see, but they're all 50 and 60 k's off the highway, a lot of them down dirt roads, which all are pretty slippery. So I'm giving that a miss and just heading to Esperance on the bitumen. have arrived in Esperance. I have secured a very tasty motel room at the Jetty something or other. The Jetty Resort. Packed up in the wet this morning. So that's the tent, bedroll, it's a bit damp, towel, soaking, some other bags I've popped up in front of the air conditioner there, they'll probably melt. The fly of the tent I've put in here, so I'm drying that. So that should be all nice and dry by the morning. But there's a lot of FB in here, or feature brick for the uninitiated. And you just gotta love it. I mean, it's real too, it's not only rubbish. None of that pretend stick-on crap. Tomorrow I'm heading up towards the Nullarbor, past Cow Rocks, I think it is. I don't know how you pronounce it. It's a very interesting looking place. I can't find much information about it, but very unusual looking rock formation, so I'm going to have a look at those tomorrow. Might not be everyone's cup of tea, but I think it'll be promises to be interesting. Okay, well I have made the effort to come out to the Pink Lake. The Pink Lake up near Kalbarri was fantastic but super windy. And I've arrived at the Pink Lake and I've got bad news. It's not pink, not even close, but there's a helpful sign. So that's useful. The Pink Lake. No stars. Holy moly. That's better. Well, this is Balladonia, and it's a pretty exciting sort of a place. Apparently Skylab crashed somewhere near here. There's a bit of wreckage on the roof over there. And a little museum which I didn't bother to go into. Anyway, so Nullarbor is just down the road. Starts just down the road. It's starting to get interesting. Well, we're not on the Nullarbor yet, but we are about to enter the longest straight road in Australia. 146.6 kilometres of sheer boredom. I won't have to worry about steering too much. People have got stickers on it. Taffy's Travels. Care about who he is. Anyway, I think the Nullarbor is, I don't know if it's part of this or not. I guess we'll find out in due course, won't we? You've crossed the Nullarbor and all this kind of crap.